Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love MMA as much as I do. Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns. This fight is really intriguing for me. Um, Obviously, it favors Gilbert Burns, but this is a case and scenario video on how Jorge would win this fight. So obviously, Jorge's best chances are to keep the fight standing. Not that he can't wrestle. Now remember, Colby Covington dominated him in MMA with the wrestling because he's a good wrestler. He gives everybody problems with his wrestling game. Jorge was obviously no different. That does not mean anybody else who's. My point is, Colby's probably the best wrestler in the welterweight division. You know, and Kamaru's also a great wrestler. The two best wrestlers in the division. Two best welterweights in the division. Not to say that Gilbert's not, but there's levels to this game when it comes to the wrestling. I do still think he's a better wrestler than Jorge, regardless, simply because of Jorge's track record. He's had problems with wrestlers throughout his whole MMA career. His success has come from striking. Now, he can grapple. He can wrestle some, but it's not to the elite level of, grappling and wrestling. It's just not. His striking's really good. I don't think Gilbert will submit Jorge Masvidal. I don't think he'll dominate him like Covington did and like how Usman did. I do think he's a better fighter, but standing up is where Jorge wants to keep this fight. He wants to keep this fight from becoming a brawl. He wants to keep his distance like he did with Nate Diaz part of the fight. I say part of the fight because you're making Nate Diaz go into brawl mode. Gilbert Burns likes to go into brawl mode on the feet. Look at his Hamzat fight. He went into brawl mode a lot. Hamzat did not fight him very smart standing up. He wanted to brawl with a brawler, and Hamzat got rocked in that fight. He took damage. He got hurt, where he should have ended that fight a lot sooner. That's just my opinion. Jorge, he needs to take the dare until approach when he fought him. He's probably going to get rocked in his fight. He'll probably get hurt a little bit, but he needs to keep this fight standing. He needs to fill out Gilbert Burns on the feet. He needs to land some big shots, but keep it tight and technical and be not cautious, but he needs to be aware of the fact that Gilbert hits hard too. So if Jorge wins this fight, he wins this fight by knockout within 2 rounds. That's just my opinion. If he wins the fight, he needs to mix up the leg kicks. He needs to mix up some body kicks and throw Gilbert off and make him understand that, hey, I can do more than just box and out strike you on the feet, which is, I guess, is possible. It is possible, actually. So for Jorge to win this fight, I think it would be early to mid second round. First round, I think it's going to be more of a filling out process. Jorge's going to figure out his timing. He's going to try to predict where Gilbert moves. Is he here? Is he right here? As far as his distance when he's fighting someone like Gilbert, because Gilbert has more skills than Jorge when it comes to an MMA fight. As far as stand-up and ground game overall, I do think Jorge has the advantage in the stand-up, though, given he has 16, 17 knockouts in his career. Again, if Jorge avoids getting taken down, he has to make Gilbert earn the takedowns. I do think Gilbert will take down Jorge in the first round. Once, maybe twice. Jorge will probably get back up right away, but he'll take him down again. He needs to make him earn those takedowns. He also needs to throw some knees. Not the flying knee he hit Askren with, but hit him with some knees. Make Gilbert think, okay, I'm going to get hit on my way down. That's not fun. And Gilbert understands he's skill-wise is better than Jorge Masvidal when it comes to MMA. And I emphasize that because he knows he has more than one way to win the fight. It's also going to go down to how Gilbert approaches this fight. It's been a while since Gilbert's won more than one fight in a row. So we'll see how he approaches it. But Jorge can win the fight by knockout in the first 2 rounds. If he wins, that's how he'll win the fight.